Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well on Singles Awareness Day. I know I said I planned to do Sucker for Love, A Date to Die For, but I just found out today as I went to go download the game that it's been delayed. So, I will still play Sucker for Love, just not tonight. Instead, we will start with a game that I've been promising for the last 2 to 3 weeks that I'd start playing, and due to work, I just couldn't get around to it. So we'll be starting Rogue Trader. Now, I would like to apologize for last week. I know last week was a family emergency. My grandmother passed away, and she chose in Canada we have what's called medical assistance in dying, and my grandmother was quite old. She was quite ill, and she was in a great deal of pain, and she's been fighting it for years, and she just decided that she's had enough. So, yeah, she asked that family come round so that they could say goodbye, and we went, and that's really it. So, yeah, that was why we didn't stream last week. So, we will be streaming this week. So tonight I'll be doing Rogue Trader because, as I said, Sucker for Love is not out. And tomorrow night I'll be doing Rogue Trader, and then Finn and I, and perhaps Elamy if he's available, will Friday we'll try and get some more Valheim done. We still got a lot more of the Mistlands to get through. We've got more seal fragments to find, and we've got more teching up to do. But in the meantime, let's get going. We, as developers, are always striving to improve our work. To do this, we need information that we can only get from you. Yes, Owlcat, I will allow you to spy on me just because I respect you, and not just because you like to ambush out of conversations. Main story, yes. Continue. Difficulty. Normal. Oh, that's different. Okay, so... normal. Enemy stats are reduced by 20%, enemy wounds are reduced by 40%, damage inflicted is reduced by 30%. All modifiers, after all... Okay. Oh, dear God. I mean, I played Rogue Trader, so... No, I actually want to get through the game. And no, I'm not going to do it in pussy mode. I'm going to do it in the normal mode, the way it was intended to play. Oh, that's interesting. Alright, let's do it. Hector, the Astra Militarum commander. Darius, the crime lord. Interesting. Bahada. Yeah, no. Custom character. The stash of... Actually, let's take a look at some of these other portraits. Okay, so we have... I don't know what that is. That's definitely an Astra Militarum soldier. These are two obvious psychers. Interesting. Oh yeah, it's Crazy Lady. Ooh, that's giving me Inquisitor vibes. Okay, stop it. I do like her outfit. I really do. You've seen him before? Yeah, this is also pretty good. That's definitely clergy. That's clergy. That's Crazy Lady clergy. Oh, interesting. Oh dear God, no! That looks like the the portrait of the there's some sort of collar that you can put on, and it like gives you fantastical powers. But no. All right, what about? Oh God, that's nobility. Ugh. I don't know why. Like, I don't know why, guys, but just the picture of her, the picture of her with those tubes going into her face, just ugh. That's creepy to me. Eh. No, it's we're remaking Seth. We're remaking Seth with a stash of glory. No, no, yeah. No. Okay, first, let's get the hair going first. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's horrible. Where was it? I do appreciate that they got the hair going, and of course, you know, dark black hair. Yeah. Nope. Oh. Is that? Mm. Nope. No, no. He doesn't have the beard underneath. So hang on one second. Oh no, wait. I did Seth with the full beard, didn't I? Or is it? Nope. Not quite. There we go. All right. There we go. Much better. Give him a little bit more volume in that hair. Yeah. Hmm. Oh God. Oh, that's got the ponytail back. I mean, the ponytail ain't half bad, but all right. Now let's get that face going. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah. Oh God, no. No. Nope. Nope. Okay, 8 is looking pretty good. 14 looks pretty good. 15, 16. He's got a wider jaw. All right, let's do that. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, now let's. Yeah. Let's do it like in the picture. Let's give him the stash of glory. No, he doesn't have stubble. We actually have a beard or a mustache like that. That's we can't make it like this the mustache too big because then we're making a Vostroyan there. Okay, let's stick with that. Tattoo. Yeah. The Aquila. I believe that's what it is. We'll keep it black. Augmentations. Now, why in the name of God Emperor, I should say, why would I give up all that hair when I just spent so much time? You know. No, God, no. That's not too bad because those grow underneath the hair. But Nah. We'll go with no augments.
I'll see you terminated!
We have purified the battlefield of the enemy's taint.
The Emperor gave me a vision. I'll see you destroyed.
Okay, did they hire her?
Let the bodies pile! Your existence is naught but ashes. Macro cannons, open fire.
I was kind of hoping they'd hire, I can't remember the voice actress, but she does Janet Scylla in the audiobooks for Warhammer 40K.
Ha! Another clean strike.
For the glory of the dynasty!
Stay faithful, and you will be rewarded.
Engage the engines.
Nah, bold mail.
Fit for the Von Valancius annals.
Alright, on a Death World, Fortress World, never stop shooting. Imperial World, humanity's finest. Which one did I do it? Death World is, yeah, because Commissar does Hive World. Fellowship. Forge World, Imperial World. All right, so Hive World. Commissar, obviously. Oh yeah, baby. There he is. There's Seth. Ooh, I will say this. I do like that outfit for the Sanctioned Psyker. Oh, that's a Noble's outfit. Interesting, interesting. Navy... Oh, God. The Navy officer outfit. I like that cape. Ministorum... Nice. Nice, very nice. Crime Lord. Interesting. Yeah, no, like I said, we're remaking Seth, so... you played a key role in exposing a conspiracy among the superior officers in the Astra Militarum. Your name has become synonymous for loyalty and valor, and your visage has adorned many Imperial Guard propaganda posters. Basically, Commissar Kane. Feat of greatness. You directed a heroic attack of an Imperial Guard regiment that breached the gates of the fortress held by heretics. So that's... okay. The Illustrious Glory, Commissar Kane. Grim Portents. Brand of Shame. Shadow of Torment. I'll take the awareness. Ooh. A master of all ranged weaponry. Oh, okay. A warrior, if I remember correctly, is... Yeah, this is what I had before. So this is movements, melee movements, dodge, armor, parry, taunts, soaking damage. Yes. So this is yeah, okay. Next, I have... So weapon skill, I want to take to... Oh, so I can only put 2 into those. Okay, okay. I'll put 45 into there. I'll give him a little bit more defense on that one. We'll see how he rides with that. Void ship. Ooh. 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 Yes. 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 The sword class, the Falcon class is pretty cool too. What's the Firestorm class for you? Ooh. I honestly don't know which one I want, because, like, I'm thinking I might want to go for the Falchion class. Yeah, because we got the sword class in the demo. So let's go with the Falchion class. Invictum Erebus. Yeah, that sounds sufficiently Warhammer 40K enough. Okay. Oh, not Rogue Trader. I'm sorry. Edit name. There's only one name. Seth. We're bringing him back. Press any key.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
Such successes can be tiring at times.
I believe there are those among us who share that sentiment. But such is our duty, is it not? To overcome base weaknesses and desires, so as to excel in our service to the God Emperor, the master of humanity. Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship rogue trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Voigtveer. Okay. Divisional Commissar of the Officio Perfectus, Seth
My
Zanasov.
regards, Commissar. Finding you was a difficult task given your parents' fate and your upbringing in the Schola Progenium. Truly, our meeting is an act of providence, is it not?
Voigtveer smiles faintly, but you are not sure it is directed at you.
I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this void ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor.
You say I am one of the rogue traders? Yes. So there is another candidate.
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
Tell me about the one whose ship I have found myself. On whose ship I have found myself.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that Her Ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
You have a curious title, Master of Whispers. What are your responsibilities?
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencias. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
Lord Captain, strange title for Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis, at the time when the first rogue traders entered the God Emperor's service, and therefore, it is sacrosanct.
I see.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far.
I see.
The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencias are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Indeed.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Damn right we will. Okay, there's something weird going on. Give me a second here. Okay, according to this, I'm getting good stream quality, so I'm just going to trust that it's coming through, because things are not coming through very well on my screen, so...
Victory awaits!
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your
A Lehman
audience
Russ?
with the Lord Captain.
Okay.
What's happening?
Uh-oh.
Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Annihilate them!
Oh, I only have a pistol. I don't have a chainsaw. Well, that's annoying and frustrating, but still. Alright, Seth, move up there. And shoot your shot.
My tactics are flawless. Already done. All too easy. You didn't stand a chance!
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Okay.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on
Of
your
course
own.
not.
It is just at the end of this corridor.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Hmm. Lehman Russ.
None shall stand in my way.
Ah, yes, the Lehman Russ. Is there anything over here? Nope. Cool. God, just that scenery up there is awesome. That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora, says the man dressed in peeler garb, his voice tight with tension. His face, half of which is covered by sin skin, is twisted in a grimace of displeasure and disbelief. Assimilating into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide, practically an admission of heresy. The tall, gray-haired woman pins him with her gaze, her cybernetic eye flashing crimson. Then suggests an alternative that would satisfy me. I have described the situation, no worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Aeon 6, Ethelthred? Listen in silence. While you are considering your answer, Ethelthred, I wish to speak with someone else. Perhaps I shall hear something more interesting than incoherent mumbling. Theodora nods in your direction. Approach! What is this? Ethelthred turns to you and regards you with indignation. Is this someone from your retinue, Theodora? Do you permit people to interrupt your conversations in such fashion? I give that permission to those with something of substance to say. Let us see if it was worth it. Theodora tilts her head, her lips stretch into a cold smile. This is Seth, the second candidate for the title of my successor. The rogue trader regards you with a look that is imperious, predatory, and oppressive. Step forward, Seth. Consider this hypothetical situation. Aeon 6, a new world on the fringes of the Cronus expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crew sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Oh, that's interesting. You will lose codes for traversing the minefields. Alright. Those spirits could well be the native names for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if indeed the case, and if the population of Aeon 6 engages in xeno worship. Reasonable improvement. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor. Edelthred scoffs. Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you, Seth, are simply unaware of their existence. I gave a straight answer to a simple question, which, as I understand, was still more than you could do, Edelthred. The color drains from Edelthred's face, which distorts his features further. Insolent, ignorant upstart, how dare you! Edelthred, Theodora's tone renders him silent. I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview. I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time. Edelthred bows ceremoniously and takes his leave without sparing you another look. Theodora's gaze follows him as he leaves, and she turns to you. So, Seth, why are you here? Was it not you who sent for me? Theodore scoffs. You have ceded the opening that was offered to you in a woeful display of meekness. Admittedly, this tendency is equally strong in all who toil in the Emperor's service. Immutability, immutable hierarchy, absolute obedience, lickspittery compulsion to please. I value none of these things. From the moment my envoys came for you, the terms of your existence changed. My name is Theodora von Valentius Massimo Afstarchus. Theodora von Valentius Massimo Afstarchus. I am a rogue traitor in the service of the God Emperor, of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by the most sacred relic, the warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign and bode death. Where powers wicked and heretical reign and bode death and ruin us all. Okay. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, although, just a quick aside, technically it's rediscover, as humanity once spread throughout the galaxy in and of itself before, the Eldar had their whoopsie. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you, Seth, are one of those with the von Valentius blood in their veins, and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes. I'm ready to take on this sacred purpose. Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. Blood right alone is not enough to earn you the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade, unless your abilities and talents may yet prove useful, if not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Theodore sighs and looks away pensively for a brief moment. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Krunrad Voitkver served me for many years before he made his mistake. Oh, did I hear correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you. His kinship to me is most distant, as it's yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valentius, even if he avoids using it publicly. As such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door hover is closed to him. Voitkvir's performance, his current role is satisfactory, or it used to be, at least. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now? The Vox affixed to Theodora's attire suddenly comes to life, but all you can hear is unintelligible noise. Theodora winces, shuts off the transmission, and gives you an imperious nod. I have some time before the navigator gives us a signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew. Is that so? Perhaps the technomats are careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks of us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all. Theodora laughs nonchalantly. The gray-haired officer gives the rogue trader a look of cautious disapproval. Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff. Enough, Abelard. Such heresy amuses me. Idiria eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. She turns to you. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. See, that doesn't make sense, because if I remember correctly, the Falchion is actually a rather new class. The Sword class frigate being thousands of years old makes sense, but not Falchion. At least I think. Anyway. Where's your ship headed? The Rykad system, the domain of the rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valencius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set course for Rykad on demand, Theodora grimaces. She gives you a stern look and then shrugs. For a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time. What are my current responsibilities? Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Edelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide. I have no more questions. In that case, I shall head to... Theodora's Vox awakens once more. This time you pick up shouting. The Lord Captain freezes, listening to the Vox cast, then nods and draws her weapon. Disturbance reported on the adjacent decks, Seneschal. Disturbances reported in the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. She glances at you. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may yet present itself sooner than you may have anticipated. Oh yes, it's silly time.
See you terminated!
You have been ambushed. Out of conversation.
Ready to die?
Classic. Owlcat maneuver. Got it. One second. I just want to take a quick moment and see something here. Twitch, have you decided to do behave? I don't know. I really don't know. One second. I mean, it seemed to do it a little bit better. So, I'm just going to go options. I'm going to raise it. I'm going to raise it to high. And then I'm going to just close Twitch. And pray that everything is good. So start the battle.
One fewer target.
That was a melter. Yes, I know about cover.
Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
I've suffered worse.
Happy single awareness, Digwin. No theater. Oh,
Leave a scar.
somebody got
I took
ghoulified.
care of this one. One fewer target. My ears are ringing.
Your character has received a temporary positive effect from an ally. I know about that. Alright. 34%, huh? He's got the dodge on. Better to stay where... Oops, hang on. Better to stay where I am and take my chances.
I took care of this one. One fewer target.
Excellent. Combat is over. Theodora waves her hand in a commanding gesture. Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single Horson survive. The rogue trader turns her eyes to you. Don't bat an eye when that scum... Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck. Not bad. I've seen many an officer would have panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by that position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. She looks at the Vox in her hand. All you can hear is lifeless static. What's happening? From what we have seen, Seth, I can speculate that we are dealing with some variety of madness induced by warp travel. The Seneschal is astonishingly calm for someone who just survived the sudden attack. Such episodes are not uncommon among voidsmen who have found themselves outside the boundaries of real space, though such episodes seldom spill onto other decks. Theodora clicks her Vox a few times. The casters are not working, or have been sabotaged. Either the warp is toying with us, or someone went to great lengths to cut the ship's communications. I need a direct channel to the engine Sea Prime before I can get a sense of what we are up against. Whatever it may be, keep your weapons at the ready. I imagine it will be some time before we no longer need them. The incident with the rampaging servitors may be connected to what is transpiring now. Possibly, quite likely. Theodora winces and flicks the switch on her box a few times. We will investigate at a later time. Right now, we need to isolate the affected compartments and try to assess the situation. Alright. What are your orders? She breaks eye contact with you. Mort has gone ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the arch-militant requires aid, and be quick about it. Alright. Please tell me that there are some goodies that I can pick up. Nope, okay. Well, too bad. Oh, there you went. I lost Seth.
It's about time.
Voigtmir lets out a sigh of relief upon seeing you. Thank Providence that you are alive and well. Always on time, eh, Kunrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it. Kunrad pointedly looks away from the Archmilitant to you. Mort, pull yourself together. The Archmilitant looks back at you. What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away. Mort pulls his Vox from his belt and hurriedly reports the situation. Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my Archmilitant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report. Suv. I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I'm receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. Voigtmir pauses. That the madmen have already reached the officers' decks suggests that the outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps there is an organized mutiny. Ah, yes, a mutiny against the Emperor's anointed. Execute the traitors, every last one of them. Yes. Commissar. This is what a commissar would say. First, we have to confirm the bridge and navigator's sanctum are secure, and I have the means to do both at once. Her expression changes, and her eyes flash ominously. Theodora looks at Voigtmir. Edeltraud, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons. I tried to locate him. The last thing known about his movements was that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18. Blast it. Master of Whispers, find Edeltraud immediately. Seneschal, locate Talas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Archmilitant, with me. I must go to my study, and it appears we might encounter heretics along the way. Seth? Theodora looks at you thoughtfully. If I may, Lord Captain, Voigtmir's voice is soft and cautious. Transitional Deck 18 is the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edeltraud back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Archmilitant, and taking into consideration Edeltraud's psyker powers. Then it is settled. Seth, find Edeltraud and bring him here, in whatever state you find him. This elevator, she points at the massive doors, leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers in the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand? I hear and obey, Lord Captain. Theodora waves a hand impatiently. Then move. Mort, come. Voigtmir gives you a nod. Are you ready to hit 18? It's a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear. I shall make do. Lead the way. Of course you will. He rummages in his pocket for something. Lady Theodora would never have met someone she couldn't rely on as one of their heirs. Sorry, Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs, but that is no longer relevant. With a pop and a sharp crackle, something hits you in the abdomen, and you are consumed by unbearable, gut-wrenching pain. Betrayal! Thump.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful. How perceptive of you. I'll help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself. We are in the anteroom of the Warrant Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates of the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
Why are you doing this?
Why? Because I am following an order. What is happening on this ship right now has been in the making for a very long time. All that remains is to obtain what my master sent me for. The Warrant of Trade.
I have no intention of helping you.
I am afraid that you have no choice in the matter. Try to resist, and I will demonstrate the power that the warp holds over mortals. Come to think of it, I might even take some pleasure in doing so.
To the void with you. The blade flashes in the dim light, and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment you feel nauseous, your head is spinning, then quiet whispers begin to flood your mind. More and more sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Go to the gate. Fight the voices in your head. The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence forcing you onto your feet and making you step towards the gate looming in the center of the chamber. Damn it. In the gateway, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into it. Into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. The servitor is an obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns its head towards you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. Tech use 45. Examine the device. What are my chances? 75%? Okay. Tech use succeeded. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is strange alloy that was used as material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vid screen to the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Voigtveer wounded you with his blade do not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight somewhere in the depths of your mind. Examine the sentinel. The servitor looks noticeably different from the ones you are used to. Its skin covering is stitched together with copper thread and it has metal hinges in place of the standard joints. It seems that the creators of the Sentinel did everything to ensure that the service life of this unit would be much longer than that of ordinary automatons. Look for anything that could be used as a weapon. You look around in hopes of finding at least something that could work as a weapon. Your search is in vain. The chamber anteroom is completely empty and in perfect working condition. Nary a broken panel or protruding piece of rebar in sight. I'll look back.
Did you forget something? I suggest you hurry.
Oh, go blow yourself. Place your hand in the sentinel's maw. The sentinel's jaws clamp around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen of the cogitator flickers. Several long minutes pass. The sentinel's jaws remain closed, and you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch a breath, maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humors. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
You do not understand where this voice is coming from, crackling like static. Is this a sentinel, the cogitator? Is it a figment of your wary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. Yes, I do require assistance. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Well, there is still another way.
Old injury. That is a huge frickin' piece of paper. Like, massive. Holy crap. Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade and bestow upon them to be the paragon of humanity, a broken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and reclaim what was lost, to triumph over nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate, to walk steadily in the road of thorns, to go through pain to greatness.
Escort the child of the house to safety.
Servo skulls creaking gradually turns into comprehensible words. I need a weapon. I am utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations. Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
In place of the mechanical screeching, the servo skull's vox projects the voice of Theodora von Valencius, distorted and ridden with static, yet still recognizable beyond a doubt. Vox Master, restore communication with the Navigator's Sanctum. I'm trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces, and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head.
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable. Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
Lead me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculating. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Master,
What? Whatever are you doing in the Warren Chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me. What is the meaning of this?
Conrad Whitebeard is a traitor. When we parted ways in the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of the plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Voigtveer openly admitted that he is the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saint's blood! And it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster.
No.
You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here. What advice do you seek?
Yes.
Let me help. Thank you. Now, where were we?
Brace for impact. Nice. Okay. I have stoof to do. Ooh. Black chest plate. Yes. Wait. Oh, that's cool. So it slips on over top of my... Well, it kind of slips on over top of my coat, but my little, like, things down the... What the heck? Whatever. Alright. Now my weapons. My pistolet. And my axe. Do I have any grenades? No, I do not. But Abelard... Abby?
That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on.
Interesting.
But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
For the Imperium and humanity, lead the way, Seneschal.
Come.
A wave of static suddenly erupts from the servo skull, and you can make out Theodora's words through the noise. To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor. Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward.
Excellent. Ambushed out of conversation.
Feel my wrath!
I will take you down.
Get your characters into position. There's only one position. Assault position. The salty position, yes. Start the battle. Seth? Rock and roll.
Nothing I can't do. Nothing of value has been lost.
Interesting.
Suits my purpose. You didn't stand a chance.
Indeed.
Reduced to dust.
Oh, good parry, good parry.
Already done. Opposing me was your biggest mistake.
I'm not interested.
No problem.
Suits my purpose. You didn't stand a chance. Let's see how they respond to this.
All right. What have I got? What have I got? What have I got? Yeah, let's do a little bit of coercion. Abelard, Abelard. Available skill. Let's give you athletics. Yes. Yes, yes, I will take that, so... Navigator's Sanctum! That's Squirrely Girl.
And so, he will enter the halls of the blinded guide and witness the radiance of the final dawn through the cracks and fall victim to a whim of fate.
Oh my.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. The voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abelard, how they sing!
Props to the voice actress. You can tell she's having fun.
This is Idira Tlas, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valencius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
I feel like somebody should be giving her head pats. The entity in your consciousness shrinks and crawls in deeper, its claws scraping against the walls of your mind, as if the presence is trying to hide from the seer standing before you. Alright, what are you doing here?
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
I just noticed this, but you can actually... okay, so right over here, you can actually see the blood running down the... and now it faded away. Okay, but the walls are actually fucking bleeding. They'll start bleeding, and you can actually see the blood... Oh, God, that's cool.
What? You don't mean the Engineer Prime is...
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's Sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks.
He ain't wrong. You hear a few clicks from the relays on the servo skull, which has followed you all the way here. And Theodora's scrambled words gives way to a voice vaguely familiar to you. Officer's frequency, to all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hand are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Edelthrad. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelthrad's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Indeed.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
We must see if the Navigator is well.
Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity.
Okay, I'm just like, oh man, I remember when I had, because I don't think they had her voice actress yet during the demo, and I remember when I was voicing her, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, she's kind of a nutter butter, but now I'm just like, yes, I do appreciate the voice actress. She's doing a good job.
But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Head pats. Protect the navigator. Now it is time to ambush them.
Should I divine our next step?
Annihilate them!
Spare none of them!
Blood. Death. Etheria. I may have abort. That's okay. Blood. Church.
Follow my lead.
Wee. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh, nicely done.
They who discern the future own the battlefield.
Good shot. Good shot.
Not my specialty. Absolutely not. Forge ahead!
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. Someone else can do this.
Okay, what effect did I just get? I got minus 22 to dodge. Okay.
But of course, was... What an unfortunate turn of fate.
I'm actually going to have to look up how to properly use these exploits, because I never quite figured it out. I just sort of carried her along. There we go. Okay, a 500 critical. I guess that must have been carried over from when I was doing the demo. The creature in the chair appears to have become one with the throne. You see pink parchment-like skin stretched between the seat and the limbs that have too many joints for a normal human being. The navigator is breathing heavily, and the air whistling as it exits through the two dark gill-like slits on its cheeks. The creature's eyes are shut, the two ordinary eyes, as well as the third that sits in the center of its forehead. I believe Master Vespeda still lives. Ablard flinches at the sight of the stretched skin and the dark marks on the face of the creature. The servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive. What's wrong with him? Wounded, exhausted, fighting back the endless horrors of the warp that are forcing their way into his head. Pick one. The navigator stirs, barely able to lift his head, half open his normal eyes. A dark drop rolls from under the closed lid of the third eye and down his face, leaving behind a black trail. Your time is short. The voice coming from the Vox Grill at the base of the bizarre chair. Oh, the voice is coming from the Vox Grill at the base of the bizarre chair. It is unclear how the navigator is able to produce human speech. Alright. Our time is short. Our time is short to do what? Suddenly, the navigator's body starts thrashing in place. It lurches forward, then falls back into the seat, then thrusts forward again as its bones crack and its skin tears open. However, the fusion between body and the chair appears to be stronger than these wild impetuouses. The mutant remains seated, but leans as far forward as he can, his layered raiment slowly turning crimson. The gill slits burst open, forming two hideous screaming mouth-like pits. Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn! It came from beyond! His body is not his! Iduria's scream is echoed by the silent cries in your head. The unseen creature triumphs at the sight of the navigator succumbing to the paroxysms of corruption. Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with the myriad of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me. Navigator continues to convulse violently in his seat, shrieking and cackling, but then his fits stop abruptly. His face is drenched in black and crimson. The dark ooze from under his third eyelid has turned from a trickle into a stream mixed with the blood coming out of his nose, and there is purplish swelling around the eye. Continue. Run, flee from this place while I still have the strength, the words coming out of the box. As a labored rattle, I can contain the intrusion, but not for long. We must begin the translation. Leave the warp. But it can't be done without the Master Helmsman's help. I want to help. Tell me how. Navigator takes a ragged breath. Run! The sanctum will be sealed. I will hold it off. Hold on and wait for the signal from the Master Helmsman. Then I will commence the translation. So, run! Run! Who torments you? The edge. The navigator starts thrashing around once more, his gill mouths bursting open with crazed laughter. Kneel before the ascent of the new champion. When the rite is complete, then the shell will burst, and thousands of Mars will accept the sacrifice offered to the edge of daybreak by the bringer of twilight, the one marked by the will of the gods. Each word rings through your head like the tolling of a bell, as if countless voices have joined in, screaming to your ears. For a moment you lose your bearings. This unholy chorus must be trying to confound you with the sounds meant for the world. Alright, the navigator is still alive, but barely so. What do we do now? The seneschal gazes at the figure in the chair. The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. You must go to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthred and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms and the service call relayed to us earlier. Vesperas, good luck. And thank you. Navigator does not give her a response. Black tears mixed with blood are streaming from under the closed eyelids. and the vox at the base of the chair is bellowing out static interspersed with distant echoes of otherworldly laughter.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Nope, not that one. To the Ufaso's dick. Press any key. I wasn't paying attention. Yes, it's best girl.
Your ship's as good as ours. It's all over for you.
Best girl.
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Somebody shoot these
I shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
Told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my emperor.
The white-haired warrior turns to face you, her dark eyes blazing. The weapon quivers in her hands, and for a brief moment it seems she is not going to stop, and will instead continue eliminating every target she sees, starting with you.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you?
I'm Seth von Valencius, Lord Captain's heir, and a complete and utter simp for girls with white hair.
The hour is dark and daunting. The ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends who are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the Dark Forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
I believe I answered that. I am here to simp.
Sister, I beg of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelthrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
So for those of you who are wondering, because I was part of the open beta, and they did send a survey out, I was one of the many who, when asked, like, do you have any suggestions for the game? I was one of the many who asked for, Argenta Romance. As far as I'm aware, it has not been implemented, so... God damn it! But, maybe in a DLC, and, that would be smart if they held the Argenta Romance for a DLC, because then people will pay more. I guarantee you, they will pay more to get Argenta Romance. Oh, they will pay. Because Argenta is best girl. 1 second. The Seneschal is right. There is no time for talk.
Very well. We may leave it at that. For now.
I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
What is a warrior of the Adeptus Sororitas doing aboard a rogue trader ship? Your orders serve the Ecclesiarchy, do they not?
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
Yes, definitely. In my private quarters with a glass of Amasac. In more casual clothes, obviously.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
Alright, we must be going to the main hall of the deck.
Through this door. I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
Good. I have? Where? Well, I screwed the pooch there, then, apparently.
Suffer not the heretic to live!
I'll turn you into corpse starch.
Ah, corpse starch. Even in death, I am still served.
On it. Will do. Be gone. But of course.
Not a problem for me. Nowhere to hide.
Doubt is for the weak. Each strike is a prayer. As the Emperor commands, I act. This is unacceptable.
Oh, crap. I screwed the pooch.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury!
Just a minor setback. A tactically sound approach. One fewer target.
Oh. Oh, crap.
I took care of this one. I've suffered worse.
I know what is to come.
Blasphemer!
Oopsies. I really, really, really gotta be friggin' careful of that.
Suits my purposes. Nothing I can't do.
That was insulting!
I'll do it. That is not the Emperor's will.
Gotta pay more attention because it keeps screwing up my my stuff here.
My place is at the fore. Reduced to dust.
What is this foreboding? Farewell. Was that you? Or...
All too easy. Opposing me was your biggest mistake. Nothing I can't do.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Rookies!
Argenta, what?
Faith without
Why?
deeds is worthless.
I clicked over here. Argenta.
As the Emperor commands, none can escape the Emperor's judgment.
It will be done. I took care of this one.
The whispers told me a secret.
Done. A new challenge for me?
Got the highest tech use right now. I think that's Argenta. Okay. Interesting.
The Emperor favors me today. I better myself through my service.
I rise to the occasion.
Duty prevails.
Ooh, what's this? A shotty! Oh, I could use a shotty, thank you. Alright, is there anything else in here? Nope. Alright. Anything over here?
I won't tolerate weakness.
And of course, Seth gets a shotty.
Follow my lead. Victory awaits!
The Emperor favors me today.
Ah, Seth. Really? Seth's dodge is... What is Argenta's dodge? Oh, okay, that's why.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
I better myself through my service.
No! Not the stash! You can't get rid of the stash. Yes, can't get rid of the stash.
We should deal with this.
The roar of the flames rings in your ears, and the choking smoke makes you cough and gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat, wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You are surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming, yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps, and then you see the figure walk out of the fire towards you. It is Theodora von Valencius. Her expression is calm, terrifyingly so, for someone whose body is engulfed in an inferno. One of her hands is resting on the hilt of her power sword, the other is raised in an inviting gesture. Are you lost, my heir? Argenta goes still as a statue, then slowly raises her weapon. An apparition. A sorceress apparition. Trickery of the wall. Sister, you will lower your weapon. Despite his commanding tone, Abelard does not sound confident. He is staring at the rogue trader, and you notice the muscle in his cheek twitching. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous. This is impossible. I doubt you are aware of the limits of what is possible, Seth. For your worldview is but the iota of what a rogue trader knows and sees, but I can tell that you would like me to share that knowledge with you, that power over reality. Theodora watches you without blinking. Her snake-like gaze almost makes you forget about the fire searing you, leaving burns in your skin. I can lead you out of these flames, Seth, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon that you may defeat your enemies. Decide. Her mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of her mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer, and that answer can be nothing other than acceptance. Do not listen to this abomination, Seth. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises, nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul. To the void with you. We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace. The people! Seth, the survivors from the middle decks. We must help the crew. Lead them out. Find a way around. Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Edel. Ideria breaks off and starts coughing violently. Her knees buckle and she looks like she's about to fall. Seth, what are you waiting for? Walk through the fire. The Emperor will guide the righteous on their path. Thousands of needles pierce your consciousness, but are powerless to stop you. You take a step forward and the illusion breaks. A wave of excruciating pain crashes over you, and Theodora's voice fades into the firestorm. You hear the voices of your companions calling you from behind, and the screams of the weak dying in the inescapable blaze. The blinding inferno, the harrowing pyre, the all-consuming storm releases you as you step out, barely able to stay on your feet. The blood is pounding in your ears, drowning out the world around you. Your eyes, caked in soot and burnt eyelashes, refuse to open. Free from the flames, you make 2 more steps before collapsing to your knees. The rush of blood in your temples and the horrible pain all over your scorched body cloud your mind before suddenly retreating as if driven away by some mighty will. A new strength spreads through your veins, and despite the wounds, your body is once more ready for trials and struggle. You open your eyes and see a glow with warm light before you, the Aquila, the sacred symbol of the Imperium. In the next moment, you are struck with another realization. The repulsive presence, the one that has plagued your mind since Voitkvir wounded you, is gone. The fire seems to have burned the entity away without a trace.
Master, can you hear me?
A familiar voice.
You're alive. Which is more than I was expecting after what you just did.
Praise the Emperor! We passed through the flames! How can this be anything but a portent? For so it is said, that the Emperor will bless the worthiest and most steadfast in their faith.
Behind Argenta, you see Ideria Talas doubled over in a fit of nausea. The rest of the people who were following you have withered away in the fire that continues to rage, mere 2 steps away from you. The Emperor protects Seneschal.
Indeed he does. If I hadn't seen it myself, I never would have believed.
What happened to Lady Theodora? Did she follow us?
There was no Theodora, witch. There was an illusion, a temptation, a foul taint that tried to lead us astray. But he perceived its true nature.
No, like I said, I'm just a simp. And I, do the simp thing.
Is that right, Adepta Sanctimonious? What, we'll just pretend like we didn't see the Lord Captain standing there in the fire? Abelard, you tell her!
Whatever it was, it matters no longer. Your conduct is bordering on madness, or holiness. A path opened behind you, where one moment there was fire, the next only smoldering embers remain. But what am I saying? My eyes must have deceived me. Too much smoke for my lungs. Truly, would you have received wounds like these if there had been no fire?
The wounds are merely a sign of a trial laudably passed. It is something to be proud of, the same as decorations or badges of honor.
It's like, allow Abelard to help you. Admittedly, I've been better. Even if you are anticipating another wave of pain, it does not come. Your muscles feel strong and your limbs obey you without fail. And yet, deep inside, somewhere next to your heart and stomach, you feel a certain tension akin to that of a taut string. You are at your limit. Be it adrenaline or the strength of your faith, it will not carry you much farther. Ethelthrad von Valencia stares at you without trying to hide his astonishment and trepidation. Seth, do my eyes deceive me? I could swear I just witnessed you step out of a pillar of fire, with the rest following in your wake. I was loath being late for an engagement. Nothing good ever comes from such rashness, and yet it appears that the Emperor favors you. Ethelthrad examines you once more. Be that as it may, your wounds are highly worrying. I don't know if I can do this. 80%? Okay. Succeeded. Ethelthrad does not seem to have changed since you first met, but only at first glance. His face has taken on a strange hue. The skin at his temples appeared scaled, and his voice now has an uncanny screechy quality. Those are not the traces of fatigue or stress. The Psyker's body has begun to mutate, a consequence of contact with the warp. You're not in the best shape yourself, Ethelthrad. The Psyker grins back at you. Notice the signs of my blessing, have you? Seth? Yes, the warp is taking its toll, but I am still sane and able to hold my weapon. I shall fight for the Von Valencius bloodline to the end, and if the price is the eternal curse of mutation, so be it. My faith will keep me upright with a weapon in hand. That is all that matters. Ethelthrad holds up his hand in a placating gesture. Pray, forgive my insistence. I shall not be the one to doubt the fate of he who has passed a trial by fire. I have gathered everyone who answered the Vox call and able to hold a weapon, yet I do not see the Lord Captain or her arch-militant in our midst. We are still receiving messages in her voice, but she is not responding to direct requests. I last saw the Lady Theodore on the observation platform. When did you and she part ways? It was at this very elevator, Master Ethelthrad. The Lord Captain, accompanied by the Arch-Militant, headed to her chambers to retrieve an item of particular import. After that, all we heard from her were her Vox broadcasts. This is troubling, and the timing is inopportune. I am still receiving fragmentary reports from the bridge. Kunrad Voigtvir was spotted there, and even what scant intelligence on his activities I have remind me of descriptions of sorcerer's rituals. If that traitor has resorted to witchcraft, we must stop him at once. We shall go to Theodore's chambers to find her. Ethelthrad nods. A reasonable approach. Take your escort with you. You may be waylaid. Once you have found the Lord Captain, you must beg her to go to the bridge and lead the counterattack. The rogue trader's appearance is sure to fill the defenders' hearts with hope, however frightened or exhausted they may be. Until we meet, Seth, may the Emperor bless your deeds. I shall see you on the field of battle. Ethelthrad salutes you with his weapon and turns to his retinue.
It's about time.
Hang on. Anything good? Anything good? Goods! Fresh injury.
None shall stand in my way.
To the door!
Over there.
Ooh. Collect all, thank you. Anything else good down here? Door open, goods. He is to the Lord Captain's quarters. Oh, wow. I really got to boost my toughness.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Yep, she did. Oh, that's warp ice everywhere. Helm of the Devoted Protector requires Dogmatic Follower. Okay. As Argenta. Abelard, Abelard. Theodora von Valencius' body is sprawled on the large, blood-drenched desk. The Archmilitant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads. Can I have his Melta?
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls.
No! Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Once again, props to Adiria's voice actress.
Lord Captain, who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Archmilitant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life was an auto pistol shot. An extraordinarily accurate one at that. Theodora's face bears an expression of surprise, the last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye, a heap of blood-spattered parchment and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else. Small shards of glass scattered on the floor. Idiria, what do these shards tell you?
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces drawing closer. Lady Theodora and Conrad and what is that? Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure. Tainted witchcraft.
It is difficult to say what was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent rather than completely transparent. It's as if they had been submerged in promethium. Idiria, would you try touching Theodora? You might be able to see the killer through her eyes.
It doesn't work like that. I can try to read the memories of objects, but dead bodies are a different story. Something like that would require her soul. And after what we saw on the officer's deck, I won't risk searching for it in a warp.
An auto pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the furniture around with blood, brain matter, and shards of his skull. Safety on the Arch-Militant's weapon is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than he. Reports, accounts, dispatches, you go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter signed with the initials XC, and the seal with a symbol that is vaguely familiar to you, and sends a shiver down your spine. The author of this letter, addressed to Theodora von Valentius, is signed with the seal of one of the holy orders of the Emperor's Inquisition, the secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunts heretics, Xenos, and other enemies of humanity. We had best be on our way.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
A new challenge for me?
Oh, why can't I take one of those weapons? Wait, that's an Eldar weapon. That's a power maul. Bugger.
The whispers are getting louder.
Victory is imminent. Reduced to dust. It will be done.
Suits my purposes. You didn't stand a chance!
Oopsies. Thermal multi-melta? Crap.
Doubt is for the weak. Each strike is a prayer. I refuse. As the Emperor commands, I act. None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
On it. Anything else?
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
I shall not fear. Already done.
Oh crap, I forgot to do that. Agent,
I'll do it.
Oh, they didn't want people spamming that. Oh, so it... Oh, that sucks. Oh, well.
Will do. Anything else? No can do. Not the scryer's job. Was that you? Or...
Nicely done, Seth. Just like an absolute friggin' Chad, he dodges a fucking Melta Blast.
I'd rather not.
Ah, crap. Oh well.
Suits my purposes. Another clean strike.
Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak. Each strike is a prayer.
Um... I'm going to use exploit surroundings for now. If their intelligence is less than 35. Well. Sorry, Seth. I'm sorry, Seth. Take what I can get.
Follow my lead.
Grace of the Oblivious. Definitely the smartest guy out there, but he's still good peeps.
Victory awaits.
The first sacrifice opens the eye. The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
Ethelthred looks somewhat harrowed, but is still in one piece. He glances at you, then over your shoulder, clearly alarmed. Seth, you are here. Where's the Lord Captain? She is dead. God Emperor, preserve us. The rogue trader is dead. The ship has lost her Lord Captain. The house, its head. Ethelthred shudders and grabs his shoulder. As you watch, the sleeve of his jacket bursts open and 2 bone growths pierce through the fabric. No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the Warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed. I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating. I forbid you the very thought of yielding. Only by resigning to your fate will we truly suffer defeat. Words worthy of a righteous soul. Save the lofty words for later, will you? The navigator's ready to take the ship out of warp if he gets some help from the bridge. Ethelthred stares back at you. Then we have no right to bow our heads. So much blood. You can see Conrad Whitegear clearly in the gloom of the bridge. The broken blade he is holding is stained with the dark drops that seem to have a pearlescent gleam to them. English is hard. Glimmer to them. We are out of time. Ethelthred bites his knuckle, desperately thinking. You see a wave ripple across the whites of Ethelthred's eyes and then begin to turn sickly yellow. Ready your weapons. If we are to die today, then let us die with honor. No, Seth, to die all together is to allow the flame of the dynasty to perish in the dark. No, it will not be like this. Not today. Ethelthred lowers his head, then he sighs and locks his eyes with you. His gaze cold, haughty, and fanatical. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it, and you See to it the void ship breaks free of the war. Watch over our realm, and farewell. Accursed traitor, a time will come when you will bleed for her ladyship Theodore's murder. Remember my words, for they are the vow of he who marches towards his death. We who are about to die salute you. What? Theodore is dead? Woodveer stares at you, seemingly genuine bewilderment. No, that cannot be. Not now. I still haven't.
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
Uh-oh. The time has come for the warp spooge. Oh, that complicates things.
Beware the eye of the witch.
Show them no mercy!
Seth, you go right there. Oh, crap! Alright, Chaos Spawn. Low dodge, low armor, an absolute ass ton of weapons. Okay, I've got to get rid of his,
My time is now! My tactics are flawless. Not a problem for me. Opposing me was your biggest mistake. Nothing I can't do. Suits my purposes.
Will do. But of course. Anything else? I'm not so sure. Was that you? Or...
Rejoice in battle! I will endure! As the Emperor commands, I act. I am his will made manifest. I will not eradicate it. That is not the Emperor's will. Each strike is a prayer. This is why I was chosen! I'll do it.
I'm wounded!
Follow my lead. At your beck and call. It will be done.
okay, Seth is gonna go down. I'm a little annoyed by that.
Accursed bastards.
Yeah, Seth went down.
Another voice to join my choir.
That's okay.
On
He can
it.
wake up.
Will do.
My ears are ringing.
Nope. No. That's a bad idea.
This is unacceptable.
Just a minor setback.
I think I'm using this correctly. I'm not sure.
But of course. Was that you? Or
Pain cleanses the body. I refuse. That is not the Emperor's will. As the Emperor commands, I act. I will not. I refuse.
Okay.
Victory is imminent.
the whispers call to me. There is movement in the Empyrean. Anything else? No can do. Not this Scryer's job. I'm not so sure. Will do.
My fate shields me.
I've suffered worse. I will do my duty.
Darkness consumes me.
By the manner of their death, we shall know them.
Ah, crap.
Brace yourself, Avalon!
Thank you, Abelard. Okay. Not exactly the best, but we got it done. Alright, we've got a crippled leg. We've got broken ribs. And broken ribs. Okay. Iconoclast, follower. Ah, that's Abelard. Nice. Well, considering that Seth is, now let's bring his weapon skill up to Actually, no, hang on. Let's bring his toughness up. Abelard. We'll give him contempt as well. Abelard, let's bring your agility up a little bit. Oh, dear God. Um... I'm gonna go with, oh yeah, ballistic skill. Um...
I'll lay claim to the stars.
The air.
Bravo, Master Helmsman, system status report. By the Emperor, it's the seneschal, living and breathing, the white-haired man with sickly pale skin salutes you. Well, that's a tricky question. The whole place is overgrown with foul wickedry. We'll be scrubbing it off the bid screen for throne knows how long. We need to establish contact with the Navigator Sanctum. It's our only chance of escaping from the war. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking. Restore the Fox channel to the Navigator Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. Abelard pauses for a few seconds before turning to you. Seth, you may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard the rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valencius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserves to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence. He directs your attention upward, to the throne that sits at the apex of the tall staircase. I am ready. Begin the ritual. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sourceless currents, invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It is taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes engulfed in otherworldly fire, the other a vessel of ancient evil bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the war. Mortal, who are you to oppose the very flows of fate? The vision lowers its head, its harrowing gaze boring into you. For but a moment, something changes in Theodora's expression. It's almost like a shadow of fear. It matters not, your footfalls are an echo of the sand pouring between the scales. Your hopes and faith are my mockery. I have already resisted the temptations of the warp once. Whatever you are, you will not cloud my mind with a new illusion. Theodora hisses, almost painfully, as if wounded by your words. Resisting the inevitable means only that the realization and submission will bring greater torment. There is no power that can hinder the flows of fate. Your head begins to spin and vicious drops slither down your cheeks. You blink, and you are no longer looking at Theodora. It is a traitor Voigtbeer, just as fluid and ephemeral as the previous apparition. The same terrifying voice seethes from his lips. The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured and the steps chosen, and yet you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you, on the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World. I see you by my side on that day, the day of my resurrection. The image is scattered by invisible sorcerous winds, and you see Adiria, her eyes aglow with the same sinister flame. Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility, the thread that will help you find the keys to salvation, the thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me. A cavalcade of hazy glimpses of the future, yet unknown, passes before your eyes. A flash of crimson, purple. The images replace one another in a violent kaleidoscope without ever letting you get a proper look at them. Through the rippling mirage, you see a twisted image of Abelard, the loyal seneschal of the dynasty. The path is set, child of the dawn, the threat is woven. Follow it, servant of mine. Ravor turns around and looks up to you. He hesitates for a few moments and addresses Abelard, who is standing next to you. Seneschal, the Navigator's Sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means... Abelard nods absentmindedly. The Navigator gave his life battling a storm that nearly claimed the von Valencius flagship. We will honor his memory along with all who died this day. Ravor does not look away. He is giving you a hard stare, his white brow furrowed. Seneschals, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where is the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valencius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision.
Say nothing.
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the Warrant of Trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord. It is because of his toils that we all still live. The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained, for the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived, to hang the ancestral banners once again and exact vengeance on the enemies of House von Valancius and humanity.
Interesting. You completed the prologue. Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelard's face. Though the old officer's eyes are keen, they rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, and nods to himself. Well then, your lordship. You had us worried for a few hours there. Abelard offers a thin smile. But after witnessing you fearlessly rush into the fray on deck, the only thing that surprises me is how long you stayed on your feet. Your strength only left you once the fighting was all over. Such fortitude is most admirable in a lord captain. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, there will also be their first briefings. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputy, while others go unfilled entirely. And now, the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crew. What is on the agenda for this meeting? Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with authorities of the system we are currently in, so prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your lordship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work six decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. Have you succeeded in tracking down Voigtbeer? Abelard grits his teeth. No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him and any mutineers who may still be skulking in the ship's many corridors, but frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now one shuttle short. I'm afraid that it will be some time before he answers for all he has wrought. I am ready to start the briefing. Summon the officers. With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjudicants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. A dozen pair of eyes bore into you, their expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention officers, you have been granted an honor. The Lord Captain Seth von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefings. Our most gracious Lord Captain, is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you would introduce those present, Abelard. As you wish, your lordship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh. Bidgis Suri Otter of the Tolman line, our new Voxmaster. It is an honor to serve your lordship. The Voxmaster offers a deep bow. Aboard this vessel you have commanded thousands of crew members. Aboard this vessel you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Besides her is Ravor, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain, and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. The bearded man with the pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face, gives a sullen nod. Hail, Lord Captain. This here ship's as good a home to me, so rest assured. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our High Factorum, Janaris Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows. It is an honor, your lordship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. In the second row, we have 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard. The Infernus Master, whose crew works to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship. And lastly, the Drive Master, a servant of the Omnissiah. 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drive Master offers a salute resembling a dance involving a complicated manipulation of all the Tech Priest's mechadendrites. Thank you, Abelard. Greetings to you all. I serve at your pleasure, Lord Captain. I wish to hear the Infernus Master's report. Yes, Lord Captain. The tall young man bows his head in deference. I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessments, in terms of material losses and crew casualties, has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and to the High Factorum. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. Abelard remarks in a low voice, pitched for your ears only. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. Why, Abelard, was that a joke? I'm proud of you. High Factorum, what have you to report? We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your lordship. I will personally ensure all damaged components are given into the Tech Priest's hands for attention, and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also include trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Rykad Minoris. However, the whole system, in fact, belongs to the Winterscale Rogue Trader dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the Rogue Trader. Especially true given Caligos Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planet, rumbles Abelard, frowning. Drive Master, I will hear from you now. A voice distorted by a Vox retranslator emerges from under the Tech Priest's scarlet hood. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah, but its spirits mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow, I must also report that Engine Seer Prime, overseer and spiritual authority of all Tech Priests on board, fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him, a most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible. I see. Thank you. The tech priest bows her head. Master Helmsman, deliver your status report. Right you are, Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship is sound, more or less, but without our Engineer Prime and Navigator, who fell in battle, we may have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what'll happen first, our warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Your Lordship, if you allow me to interject, when we arrived in system, my crew followed standard protocols, and we conducted a count of all available communications channels in the region. One of them was a Navis Nobility station. The station maintains a complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor. If I were you, I'd grab the chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go round and round the system till our heads are swimming as long as the promethium and supplies lasts. And if any thick as grok shit lowlifes come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out. So don't you worry on that score. Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report? Master of Ordnance gives you a gloomy look. No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone. We got no able crew. No Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. The Master of Ordnance chokes back the words he was obviously about to blurt out without thinking. He casts another look at you before lowering his gaze. I apologize profusely, Lord Captain. Pardon the fool. The ship is in ruins. Every officer is dead. Every other officer is dead, and the Lord Captain is no longer with us. Fear has taken hold of me. He looks up at you. But I've heard of you. Oh yes, your fame has reached even as far as the Expanse. I can't be showing myself up in front of an illustrious person such as yourself. He adjusts his uniform and stands ramrod straight. The Master of Ordnance can report to the rest of... The Master of Ordnance can report... Oh, God. The Master of Ordnance can report that the rest of the arsenal has been saved and the battery is in good order. We are ready to fight, if that is the Lord Captain's will. To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members and we require a new Engineer Prime and Navigator. Is that all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain, but bear in mind this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these three immediate problems. What can you tell me about the system in which we currently find ourselves? I cede to the Voxmaster on this point. Mistress Doloman? We are in the Rykad star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your lordship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in the system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Navis Nobility station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system, and Rykad Minoris itself is not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. The situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Navis Nobility station and find out what in the void is going on. Thank you all for your reports. Dismissed. The assembled officers salute you as one. Your Lordship, there's one other thing. A confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, Abelard hesitates, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything, and I shall tell you. The Lord Inquisitor, Hand of the Emperor, Chief Architect of his will in the Coronis Expanse. I came across a strange handwritten letter on Theodora's desk. It was signed XC. You are referring to the contents of this note, I presume. Yes, quite right, XC. To Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Henrix von Kellox. An interrogator, you understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in the system. that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires and then deliver him to Footfall in the Furibunda system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in this system, either the Navis Nobilite or the Governor of Rycat Minoris, may know something. That is all of it, your lordship. You have a great deal of work out of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the Von Valencius Protectorate. Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if to gauge how long you will hold out under the mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he is about to offer some words of encouragement. Idiria, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. The Sister of Battle grimly nods towards Idiria. The Psyker is suffering from some ailments or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader. Idira's glazed eyes roll over those assembled. Idira's eyes... Oh, God. Idira's glazed eyes roll over those assembled. One word bursts from her lips. Daybreak. Idira, come to your senses. Damn it! Idira presses her fingers to her temples in desperation. Your lordship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard. My head is still spinning. Something very strange is headed our way, and I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak, or maybe it's dawn. And it's ringing, and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mistress Talas? No, not yet anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make sense of any of it. As soon as I know, or sense anything, I'll report it, alright? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions. I'm sure you would benefit from them as well. The Psyker's bitten lips stretch into a wry smile. There's nothing else to report. I declare this briefing concluded. It is time to get to work. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That brings us to pretty much 3 hours exactly. Now, I've been watching everything with a bit of concern. It looks like my Streamlabs has completely frozen up. So with any luck, things will have sorted themselves out. So, I'm going to end the stream now and pray that I haven't just wasted 3 hours of my time. Please join in tomorrow where I'll be streaming more Rogue Trader. And, yeah. Join in on Friday where I'll be streaming more Valheim. Take it easy, everybody. Have yourself a